Hello, friends, and welcome to a breakdown of what the Cowboys did with the 12th overall pick last night and what they may be looking to do tonight on Friday night, rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL draft. Welcome into my house. Welcome to Studio de Jeffrey. I'm Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
It's good to see you guys. Oh, I love the draft. I love the draft. Hey, I love the draft. Hey, I will tell you, I like the Tyler Booker pick. I like it. And they have made plenty of picks that I don't like. I like the Tyler Booker pick. And I'm going to remind you when it comes to the pick that the Cowboys just made of something that I've talked about leading up to this draft that leads me to like the Tyler Booker pick. We could start with who else would you have wanted, because whoever else you would have wanted, I'll have questions about. I'm in on the conversations about positional value and what you want to do with high picks, but I've also talked over and over and over about how in this class, the guys at the premium positions, you just don't have a bunch of guys without questions about them. And I've also said when I was on Free For All on TV, that this draft is the most important Cowboys draft I can remember because they can't have misses. They need help. They need starters. So it's hard for me to kill them. And I'm also the one who's been campaigning the whole time. Please do not think that because you have other needs, you can't pick an offensive lineman with your first pick because your offensive line isn't good enough. So all of those combined with who Tyler Booker is as a player makes me say I like the pick. He wasn't my top-rated player, but he wasn't far off. And he was the Emeka Ibuka of the offensive line. He's a guard that has no projection. And I'm going to read you my Tyler Booker scouting report when I was watching his tape. Big and solidly built, fluid, long, spatial awareness is really good to help on both sides with his peripheral vision. Makes pass pro, getting extended, anchoring look so easy. Pass protection smooth. Nothing looks challenging. Good torque, good power, flexibility. Getting low and generating movement is easy, stays latched, and can turn guys. And then at the end, tested as a poor athlete. That's going to be the only knock on Tyler Booker, is that at the combine, he did not run fast and he did not jump far. That's the knock. So you more so want him whipping people's ass than doing a bunch of cutesy polling and trying to be exact in those scenarios. But Tyler Booker's a good player. Tyler Booker's going to start at right guard. For all of the Jalen Tolbert can't be your wide receiver too, if you think you're going to win anything, I would say you can't have Tyler Guyton and Brock Hoffman and Terrence Steele starting on your offensive line if you want to win anything. Let's go trenches. Let's go trenches, baby. Like it. Like it. People are too sensitive about this. They can be sensitive. Yeah, no. Booker was my guard 1 too, unless you're counting like Kelvin Banks as a guard. No, that was the best guard in the draft. In a perfect world, you're not picking guards at 12 overall all that often. But in a perfect world, you also have a wonderful prospect at insert more valuable position here. Like if you wanted Matthew Golden, that's cool. They didn't have Matthew Golden as high on their board as some people do. So you're just going off of what other people think about ranking the players. But Tyler Booker is a guy that has no holes in the game, team leader, football character, badass offensive guard. Like, it's cool. In this draft, they didn't miss at 12. And they could have. And they could have. And to this one, I don't think they have a problem getting premium receivers. They didn't think one was available. If Teteroa McMillan was available, then I think they would have picked him. And they would have viewed that as potentially a premium receiver. I don't think they viewed anybody else that way. And I think that's fair. I also don't think there's a number 1 receiver in this class. I know you're talking about going for a wide receiver too, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that they viewed it as there was one available once they lost McMillan. The lunatic, 778 snaps, 0 sacks, 7 hurries, and 3 QB hits, LFG. Tyler Booker's a good player, man. Send Voch the link. Voch is trying to link up. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I got you. Invite guests. Voch, if you're listening, I'm going to send it in a Twitter DM. Voch. Next. Sent. I need to talk to Voch. I haven't talked to Voch in a minute. Yeah. Okay. I sent you a link, Voch. Come on in. Yeah, I don't hate it. And I think what'll make people feel even better is if they end up with a wide receiver somewhere in the next round or two. Like, you can't hold this pick against them because they haven't traded for or signed a better wide receiver. That doesn't mean that you want to go reach. If Tyler Booker was, and I'm just totally guessing at numbers, if Tyler Booker was their 12th best player and Matthew Golden was their 24th best player, you didn't want them to reach. They did right. So, Voch.
Man, brother Jeff, how come people think Brock Hoffman's so good, man? What's going on now? People think Brock Hoffman just out there whooping folk. You know?
Does he punch people in the dong and stuff?
Brock Hoffman falls on people that's falling down already, Jeff.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
You know, and when I look at Jalen Tolbert, Jeff, I could at least say, you know what? At least he led this team in touchdowns. I could at least say Jalen Tolbert did that.
Yeah, see, Voch, I'm not going to lead that campaign. I'm just not going to worry about that. I don't need to lead a Jalen Tolbert campaign. I will just say, like, what you need is not a reason for what you should do at 12. Like, if the next best receiver they had was their 20th best player and Tyler Booker was their 10th best player, as a fan, you could want them to pick him just because you want a wide receiver. I'm picking the best player. Tyler Booker is going to help your offensive line.
For sure. See, Jeff, what the actual problem is, and this is something I just want to get people to understand, is it ain't the Joneses' fault that they drafted Tyler. It's the Joneses' fault that they didn't have the team fully stocked going into the draft. That's the Joneses' fault. Like, if you're the Eagles and you got everything, you could take Jahad Campbell. And the Eagles got linebackers that can play. It ain't like they have a deficit at linebacker, but they're just adding to what they have already. We literally are drafting in places where we ain't got nothing, brother Jeff. You know what I'm saying? And I would consider Brock Hoffman is a cool starter for like a regular team or whatever, but you ain't gonna win no Super Bowl with Hoffman and Kalen Carson and Jalen Tolbert. Like, that combination of guys, like you need to feel these things. It would have been much better if you had a wide receiver, if you had running backs and you had corners, and you just, all right, cool, we're just gonna add a right guard to this equation. But the fact that you needed stuff and you needed a right guard, now it turns into teams and team wide receivers upset, Jeff. I think that's what it is.
No, and I think it's just people because people had to create because your team hasn't done a good enough job over the last 2 years and now this year of doing free agency, of doing trades, of building a football team. And so because they haven't done a good enough job, the fan base has to create in their mind, how are we going to win the Super Bowl despite the fact that our team is absolutely not good enough? And so in people's mind, it's going to be Dak, CD, and this other magical wide receiver. And now we're going to win the Super Bowl and we're going to pretend that we don't have iffy linebackers, iffy secondary, iffy run stopping, iffy offensive line play, iffy, like whatever the pick was not going to save you. And so I'm actually happy that they took what I have now decided to call the Emeka Egbuka of the offensive line.
That's awesome.
They went safe. They went safe and boring, and you're going to have a good right guard.
Yeah. Steady, high floor. He ain't he ain't Zach Martin or nothing. He ain't Tyler Smith. But he's a damn good right guard. And plus, Jeff, there's something else too. I've been saying this. People got to think about inflation in this draft. Like 12 overall in this draft ain't like 12 overall in other drafts. Like in other drafts, you can get Rashawn Slater and Micah Parsons at 12 overall.
This you weren't going to get a premium position great player at 12. You weren't going to do it.
Nah, this ain't the draft. So what you really got to do is, once Tet went to Carolina, I think that's the end of your blue chip guys for real. And then the board just kind of opens up. So now you go, all right, where my second round grades at? Where my late first round graded guys at? And just pick any one of those guys. Brian Broad said it a bunch on my show. He's probably said it on yours. You know, we have to think about where the Cowboys have Tet, where the Cowboys have Golden and Egbuka, then all the dudes in between that. I know on our boards we may have those guys kind of close or whatever. Tet may be the clear favorite, and we should have known Tet wasn't gonna make it to 12. No way. He's my fifth best player on my board. No way he's gonna be there at 12. But the Cowboys had a lot of names in between McMillan, and Golden. Just because we've been talking about Golden, don't mean the Cowboys haven't been talking about Michael Williams or Walter Nolan and some of these other guys. You know what I'm saying? Johnny, whoever, whoever that they like. And it just happens that Booker was the best of guys on their board, allegedly, according to them, between Tet that we lost and Golden.
Yeah, and I've been saying this one over and over again to people where it's like, no, you've used too many picks on the offensive line. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. I want to look at my roster and then go pick players. I do not care how many picks I've used where. I don't care about any of it. I do not care. The point is to make my football team better, and they did that. Jeff Heath is the GOAT. Once Luther Burden, then RJ Harvey tonight.
Fire.
My dream come true. That would be my dream come true. And I think they could get people to stop worrying about that they took an offensive lineman if they got a receiver that they felt good about. But that's something you can be mad at the Joneses about. That's not our problem. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Dro knows I love the pick. Jack Besh or corner in round 2. Trey Amos in round 2. By the way, my best available. I just tweeted out and I sent to our producers to replace what we had been using. We're going to use Jeff's best available today. Don't worry about that on the DLS Cowboys show. But also make sure you tune into Voch Lombardi. Go ahead and split screen that. Get a laptop going and a TV. Go ahead and maybe get you an iPad going. Get all those things going.
I think the one thing that people kind of missing. Shouts out to 9405. Super safe pick. Can't get mad at it. You damn sure can't. I think one thing that I'm gonna constantly advocate for is just because you drafted a pick don't mean you hit on that pick.
No.
If Tyler Guyton was a bad boy, I don't think that we're really trying to go that hard on offensive line. Plus, here's my take coming from super offensive line guy. Of course, I wanted a receiver. Of course, Ted McMillan would have been the better pick there. But if there's one thing that I can talk y'all off the ledge about it, offensive line, and maybe my math ain't right, Jeff, pardon me. Offensive line is always going to be 48% of your offense, like 40-something% of your offense. You can change personnel groups. You can go less or more receivers. You may have 2 or 3 on the field at a time, but you always gonna have 5 offensive linemen on the field every single time. And
I don't think that's 48. I think it's 40-something.
40-something.
I'll get that for you. I'll get that. Don't worry. I'll get the math for you so that you can use this later.
5 guys
out of 11.
Out of 11. That's a little under 50. That's why I just said 46, 47, 48. It's somewhere up in there. It's probably 40-something point something because the numbers is weird. Because 11 is weird.
45.45.
45.45?
Yeah, 45.45.45.45.
That's hard. But dog, just because you good at left guard don't mean you good at right guard. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna have them dudes on the field. And if anything, I saw it on, I believe John Oning said it. When right guard got better for you last year, the whole thing got better. And I think that when people saw Hoffman get involved and the team looked a little better, I thought that was them thinking that Brock Hoffman is Zach Martin now. Zach Martin was hurt and Zach Martin was old, and we just didn't die as quickly with Hoffman in there. But just imagine how much better you'll be now with Booker as opposed to Brock Hoffman now. So a healthy, young, strapping young character that's gonna beat the hell out of people. I call him the Mall of America. Jeff, left guard, center to right guard, like we mauling people. The Mall of America, Big Tyler, Booker, and BB. Yeah. I really think you have an opportunity to whoop a lot of ass in the 1 and the 3s there.
And because we're in Dallas, which is kind of south in the United States, you could say that Mall of America is protecting the Gulf of America.
Hey, yo, don't get no politics on your show. You must stay.
Cameron's in the super chat. Dallas seemed more poised to be building for a 2026 run rather than 2025. Get coaches' system in place and build trenches in the meantime. I like sports, and I want people to have optimism about their sports because it's more fun that way. Yeah. But yeah, I think they're not winning anything in 2025 anyway, guys. Yeah. If you were like, there was nothing that was going to save this team for 2025 unless you were going to improve your offensive line, your offensive weapons, and that's both receivers and running backs, your ability to stop the run and upgrade your secondary. Like, it was a lot. There's some really, really good teams. And you took 2 years off of adding good players. Yeah. It's going to be hard. Dak just has to be a hero.
As long as you got 4, you got a shot. But I think that they're trying to take a little bit off his shoulders, though, Jeff. I think that they're going into the old Romo plan. They're moving into the old Dak plan. Maybe they don't want Dak throwing the ball 40 times no more. And we all agree there. You would rather, Dak throw the ball less, 25.
I'd rather throw 50.
Jeff, I'm I just wish we could be like other teams. Like, hey man, the Eagles won a game and Jalen Hurts threw for 120 some yards and that's it. Like, but they rushed for 180 or 200 or something. You just play good defense. Like, I would love that for my Cowboys, for Dak Prescott to go out there and win a damn playoff game and throw the ball 12 times.
I was half joking last night, but when the Eagles were on the clock, I was like, they should pick Shador. I was like, the only reason he's sliding is because he needs a good surrounding. Like the Eagles won with a bad quarterback. If you put in a guy that you can block for, that you're just asking him to deliver the ball, he can do that. Shador might be better than Jalen Hurts.
They might improve with freaking Shador to keep it.
How many first round linemen do you need? This is a new Jeff rule, and it's just a Jeff rule. Everybody else can do it however you want. I'm not going to follow this rule. I'm never, ever going to talk about where people were drafted ever again.
Yeah.
Because it's not how many first-round offensive linemen do you need. It's how many good offensive linemen do you need.
Yeah.
You used a first-round pick on the left tackle. He's not any good. Yeah. So you can't be like, I don't need a left tackle because I used a first-round pick. No, you have a bad left tackle. I need help there. So I don't care. I just don't care. Fun Friday Fireball Fund. I did accidentally have 3 fireballs last night. Our broadcast got a little different after that.
Think about it like this, Jeff. You just drafted a first-round guard to replace your undrafted free agent guard. Think about it like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're replacing your third-round guard with a first-round guard. Like, Brock is literally an undrafted free agent, bro. You're trying to move on from that. And the depth piece behind him was I got into a loud shouting match with my guy Foots yesterday, and I love Foots to pieces.
Don't yell at Foots.
Man, Foots was like, well, Voch, what about all these offensive linemen we've been signing the past couple weeks? I said, what's their name, Foots? He couldn't name none. He couldn't name none of them.
Robert Jones.
What he play? What his name is?
Robert Jones was a really bad guy that started, not bad guy, bad player, but he did start games last year. Adeniji. We have an Adeniji.
Who?
He no good. And then you have Hoffman.
Foots ain't know him.
And then we added that other guard.
Sadiq Charles quit football, but his rent due, so he back.
Charles is back.
He back. He quit football, Jeff. Come on.
Yeah, and that was I'm proud of the Cowboys because while everybody was talking about my whole lead up to the draft process is I just kept asking different people, everybody I talked to, like, do you think the fact that they added all these jobbers really will keep them from drafting an offensive lineman, even though I know they need to be better on the offensive line? Everybody's kind of like, well, yeah, they need this and that and this and that. I'm like, why are you pretending they don't need offensive line? It's like, well, because they signed this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And I'm like, okay, well, you traded for Mingo and you signed Paris Campbell. Why are you pretending you need a receiver? Like, that's what you're doing with the O-linemen that they signed. You're saying that guys who you absolutely don't want on the field are the reason that you shouldn't be trying to upgrade. Cool. Why is anybody talking wide receiver? I got Paris Campbell. I already signed a guy. I don't need a receiver.
Super Bowl champion Paris Campbell, Jeff Cavanaugh.
Shout out to Michael's 9-year-old who talked him off the ledge. He said we have to replace Martin. 9-year-old wisdom. That's what I'm talking about.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Now, Jeff, I will say, if the Cowboys draft Luther Burden and trade for Breece Hall, nobody cares about this Tyler Booker.
Everybody will be happy. Everybody will be so happy.
Nobody give a damn. They'll be like, oh man, Breece Hall running behind Tyler Booker gonna be crazy. Go ahead, MG.
Yeah. Voch, please do another jazz after show. Killing it.
Oh yeah. We do the Salt and Pepper Lounge over there sometimes. You know?
Salt and pepper.
We get in the character. I was literally in a suit. But we get in the character and we play jazz music. Like, we cut on some jazz. It's a snazzy situation over there. Go ahead.
Okay. Good with the Booker pick, but Shotty said he wanted to build outside in on ISO position. Seems his pick is opposite of that. Just wondering what you think happened. I'll tell you what I think happened, okay? And I need people to be real receptive to this. I need you to let go of whatever you already have in your brain of what you think. Like, you have the snap reaction you're going to say to whatever I say. We got to let all that go and clear our minds and just hear the words. What happened is the outside in players were not as good at football
as the guy
they picked
as the end player.
In a perfect world, he would have loved if Will Johnson had 10 toes, 2 good knees.
Yeah,
that would have been great. Could have picked him.
They love me.
Jade Barron was 6'1". Might have picked him. If
McMillan ran a little fast, if McMillan was there.
If Matthew Golden had 3 years of being a 1,400-yard receiver, might have picked him. They picked the best player.
That's it.
In a perfect world, nobody would argue with you. You would rather draft a left tackle or a number 1 wide receiver or a 10-sack guy, whatever, over the guard.
Yeah.
But we went into a draft where those people didn't exist. And a dude who, for a team, you know what? Matter of fact, Cowboy fans, I think I'm mad at you if you don't like this pick now. I've decided just now I'm mad at you. Are you not tired of missing in the first round? Are you not exhausted of whiffing with first round picks? You didn't miss this one. Congratulations. What a day.
That's all that matters. We could have missed, Jeff.
We didn't miss.
We could have missed.
I'm telling you, Matthew Golden could miss.
They liked Will Johnson and nobody else took him.
Will Johnson could miss. Yeah. Tyler Booker is not missing unless he loses a foot. Austin, thoughts on Quinshon Judkins at 44? I got other running backs I like better, but I'll take Quinshon Judkins on my football team.
Jeff, let me ask you this about the running backs. I don't know if you heard it, but on the secret audio, I've been saying this all day, so pardon me. On the secret audio, Clayton Adams was like, yeah, we're going to move the line of scrimmage. And Booker was like, yeah, duo and all that shit. So in my mind, I think in the draft evaluation, the processes or whatever that they talked about running duo and stuff like that. So instead of them being like a wide zoney team, like I think they're really trying to move bodies and push people around. Jeff, does that change which running backs you like? Like if you were a Dylan Sampson fan at first, does that make you like Caleb Johnson more now, or would it make you think that the Cowboys would draft a more of a thumpy type of runner, Damian Martinez type, Quinshon Judkins type?
That's a good question.
Goddamn right it is, Jeff.
That's a good question.
It's Voch, man. Come on. It's Voch. Come on,
That's
man.
a good question. I think. Okay, so we're talking about we're going to smash into him here, and then we're going to go here. We're just going to smash. We're not.
You know who you talking to, man? Come on.
Okay.
Jordan James, made from Oregon. Like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, you just want to. I mean, what you're doing is you're naming names and trying to find a way to get me to wait until day 3 for running back is what you're doing.
That's the problem.
Because if we're talking about just getting mashers, we're talking about, okay, cool. Ollie Gordon and Damian Martinez and Jordan James and LaQuint Allen. I got dudes. I mean, and I don't even know that LaQuint is a real total, but he tries so hard that it feels like he's a hammer.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll do enough stuff that I just want the best one. Just give me the best one. My running back is still RJ Harvey. 3rd round RJ Harvey. Let him get there. Let him be my guy. And we're going to be happy.
I love Harvey. I got a 2nd round grade on him. And I think he'll fit here perfectly. I like what you're saying too. Like take him in the 3rd round. And I think that's something the Cowboy fans got to figure out where they want to be with this whole thing, because we can wait for running back. But last year we waited for running back and the run kept happening before us. Like it kept going on. There's a lot more guys this draft. I'm with you on that. Like it's hard to get wiped out this draft. Please.
No, there's one thing about that. One thing about that. Okay.
Please.
It's not that you can't wait on running back. It's that you can't just call your friend.
Zeke's terrible. Yeah, Zeke is terrible. Sure.
It's that you can't say, well, if we didn't take one yet, we'll just call Jeff because he did three semesters at Abilene Christian, and he probably got a little something left.
I'll pass on Tyrone Tracy because we're friends with Zeke. That's fair.
That is what the mistake was. Like you could have had somebody who was a functional NFL player with Rico, and we wouldn't have had that problem, but they didn't. And so now it's like they better pick one early. No, they just can't do what they did last time.
Yeah. Which
currently is what they're doing. Right now, they're doing what they did last time. Miles Sanders is Zeke. Right now, you have a guy that you don't want to touch a football field.
Yeah.
Where did my super chats go? Oh, no. Did I go all the way back to the top? Uh-oh. Aaron's in the super chat. Want. Jerry all along wanted to get rid of the tush push. Couldn't, so he drafted Booker.
That's the way to do it.
I do like that idea.
You're going to push some ass with him. You damn right you would.
There's a Jacqueline there in the super chat with some sort of emojis. I like emojis. I hope I didn't miss any. Let's play a game and say they accepted the trade back with Houston. Who would have been the pick there at 25, assuming the board ran out the same? Now you're going to make me look up the draft.
Probably Ibuka or something. It probably would have been.
He was gone, right?
Oh,
Golden was 23. Ibuka was like 19.
Oh, y'all would have been sick. Oh, y'all would have been even more sick then.
Yeah, you'd have hated that.
Even more. That'd have been worse.
You'd have just been screaming Luther Burden over and over again.
You wiped out. And Booker probably going to, I think.
Yeah, Booker would be gone. Booker would have been gone where Gray Zabel went.
I think Houston was trading up to get Booker though. Like I believe I heard something like that. I
do too. And that's what's like people who are like, you could have gotten him after a trade back. I'm like, well, they tried to do that, number one. And number two, I think the reason they didn't do that is because the team who was calling them to trade up was going to take the player they wanted. So I was like, no, we can't do that. Is anybody else? I'd have to look up the draft.
Now, what y'all asses would have did here? Good job, Jeff. Please, what y'all asses would have did? Who y'all would have took?
Let me see.
With Golden Abuka and Book off. Donovan Jackson was on the board too, wasn't he?
Where he went? Donovan Jackson went 24.
Huh? With y'all damn ass, huh?
Oh, everybody would have hated me even more because out of the names that went after that, I think the one I would have taken is Malachi Starks. And everybody would have been mad. They'd have been like, wait, you don't even need a safety. And I'd be like, yeah, but I picked the best player.
Look, Jeff, we at least need a right guard.
I know. I'm a best player guy. There's a reason that the Ravens and the Eagles beat everybody's ass every year. And it's because they sit back there at the back and they follow the Voch Lombardi rules. Let all these dumbasses make bad decisions because of need, and I'll take what falls in my lap.
Did you see
Malachi Starks is a Raven because they sat there and went, oh, Starks made it? Huh. Yeah. Pick him. And they don't need him because they have Ardarius Washington.
Did you see Colston Loveland go 10?
I don't want to talk about that. The tight ends in this draft are overrated, and I'm sorry for saying it, but whatever. I had them all with second round grades, and I think Mason Taylor's right there with both the guys that already got picked. And that's fine. But Brock Bowers messed people up. Like, it was established over a course of 15 years. You do not want to take tight ends too high. There's a good chance there's a guy in the second round that's going to be better than both of them, maybe in the third round. The tight end real high thing is not a great idea. And then Brock Bowers happened, and now it's like, let's take all the tight ends.
Now, Jeff, you want to talk about Cowboy fans being mad as hell? You know, a lot of people was fans of what's my boy that's coaching over there in the Bears now. What's my man, the OC from Lions? He went to the Bears.
Ben Johnson?
If the Cowboys would have signed Ben Johnson as the head coach, he somehow talked Jerry into getting Colston Loveland, that'd have been a different kind of Cowboy man.
Dude, I would love to have Ben Johnson because I need to send a letter to Shoddy. Not that what he said last night wasn't totally crazy. It was just wrong.
What him say?
Because he was talking about like Ben Johnson's a nerd, right? Like he knows all the new stuff.
Yeah,
he knows about all the new snacks before they even come out.
Hell yeah.
When it comes to data. No, like at his opening presser, I remember Ben Johnson was talking about, well, you know, the biggest predictor of wins and losses in the NFL now is not turnover ratio. It is your, passing down EPA per play. So like he knows exactly. Yeah, he knows exactly. But to old school coaches, like, and Shoddy said it last night, he's like, you know, outside of turnover differential, the most important thing is establishing the trenches. And I'm like, yeah, like those things do matter in football and they're really important. But I want to hear my guy saying weird shit.
Hold on, Jeff.
That he knows is the best predictor of winning.
I'm sorry, Jeff. You say
what? Passing EPA per play is the biggest predictor of who's going to win a football game.
Man, what that? I don't even know what that. Man, I don't know what that.
Yeah. Yeah, it means if you make your quarterback do the good things and you make all the good plays, like it is no longer did we turn the ball over? It's did my quarterback have a higher EPA play than your quarterback?
Why he just say that?
Because he didn't. If
my quarterback make better passes than yours, say that.
The data people don't mean to talk over people's head. It's an accident.
If my passing game better than yours, just say that.
Yeah, it's just an accident.
Throwing the ball.
Good old line, no weapons. How does that work? Well, yell at the Cowboys to go find a weapon. Who's the better player and filled a larger need, Booker or Walker? Now, if I'm following my own draft rules, it was the first round. I would have taken Jalen Walker. That was my top-rated player. It also goes into what I was talking about. That it's also less safe because you were going to be talking about an off-the-ball linebacker who, how often is he rushing the passer? And, like, what is the role? And do you have that built for him, especially with a Eberflus defense? Like, is he just going to be one of the 4-down linemen? I don't know what that looks like necessarily on this team. Jalen Walker was my best player available, but they didn't miss, and that's important. Mason Taylor or Jack Besh. I love Mason Taylor. I would take Mason Taylor over Jack Besh. I got Besh. You said Jack Besh?
I got Besh, you know.
You know he's a white wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking in. Jack Besh, Lufta Burden, and Tez Johnson are still on the board. Why people boo-hoo crying about drafting the BPA? Look, it's not boo-hoo crying. We're all allowed to sports the way we want to sports, Dro. We can all sports the way we want to sports. Cowboys picking a DT in the second round. Go ahead and give me Alfred Collins. Go ahead. University of Texas. You like Alfred Collins? How are you on Collins?
So look, one of my guys told me that Alfred Collins' name is on their board in purple. that he's an injury guy and he's like a character dude. He got some flags on him, so
Who's my nose tackle then?
that's fair.
Do you like Caldwell? Do you like
I think Caldwell.
Armor?
I think this is what I don't like about Caldwell. Caldwell 370 pounds, but he think he an edge player. Like he try to be quick and just because he is quick.
That's why I didn't know where to put Derek Harmon to save my life. He doesn't play like a defensive tackle. He just shoots gaps.
Yeah. But Caldwell's a good heavy player. Like if I had to pick a one tech that's left over, it'll be somebody like CJ West. It'll be somebody like Jordan Phillips. I think Farmer would be good. Farmer is now Jeff, let's talk.
Okay.
In the second round, Cowboys like to take people that we didn't even think was gonna go in the second round. They love to do that.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys look at Josh Farmer and be like, the length and the size and the athletic ability on him. He doesn't have all the technique D-line stuff down already, so it looks a little lost sometimes. But as an athletic specimen, they love players like that.
I can't do the second round for a guy who wanted no smoke with a 5'11" offensive lineman.
Now I like Willie Lampkin though, Jeff.
Yeah.
I draft Willie Lampkin, right? But I know he's not on boards because he's 5'10". But Willie Lampkin be beating the shit out of people, Jeff.
I love Willie
Lampkin. I draft him as a center right now and put BB at left guard and put Tyler Smith at left tackle, and we whooping feet, Jeff.
Okay, so we got a new plan. Day 3 of the draft, Voch and Jeff.
Yeah.
If we can find our way into the war room and get all of the other people out and somehow get the authorization to make the picks, we're going to take Restrepo running a 4.85, and we're going to take Willie Lampkin at 5'10", and we're going to work with outliers.
Jeff, I would hope. This is what I would tell Jared. Look, Jared, nobody's going to draft the 5'10" guy. Give him that same $500,000 you gave to Brevin Spann last year. Give him that Cowboy we like you special and pay that man. And just let Willie Lampkin be a damn success story and get him in camp. You're not going to draft him because he's short and he ain't got arm length, but he's a wrestler and he ain't never lost in wrestling.
No.
That's very important in football. He's strong as hell. And the first lesson that they teach you in football is low man wins. He always the low man, and he know how to win with leverage. He beat the hell out of everybody at the damn Senior Bowl. He was just 5'10" doing it. I'll take me some Willie Lampkin, but I know they're not going to draft him. Throw him some money, please.
5'4" center next to Tyler Booker. Now we're tush pushing. Is there a chance Hoffman could be traded? I don't.
Nobody want Hoffman.
Y'all, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say,
y'all like Hoffman way more than anybody else do. Hoffman, one of them guys that's much better here than he would be anywhere else.
If you traded Hoffman, it would be trading to a team that doesn't know if they have their 9th offensive lineman that's going to make the roster yet, and they would be giving you the defensive tackle that's not going to make their roster. Like that would be the trade.
Plus, Jeff, let's just keep it a buck here. The 2028 7th that you will get for Hoffman, I actually love Hoffman as an interior backup swing guy. For sure. I like Hoffman as a backup guy. I think he could play 3 or 4 games a season for you.
For sure.
You'll be fine. But nobody want Hoffman for real for no draft pick you would want for real. Anybody giving you a 4th for Hoffman?
Johnson's super chat. Last night's pick was solid. I wish folks would stop being irrational. T-Mac was gone. We couldn't trade out, and we can't run the ball. I agree with everything that's in there. Just call me Dom.
People still mad we couldn't get Tet. I'm gonna call his ass Tet. I don't like all that. Don't call me Tet shit. I don't know why y'all call me Tet because your name Tet a roll. Some people was mad that Tet and Genty wasn't the pick and they wasn't even there. Goofy as hell. Just call me Don.
Before Tyler Smith in 2022, the last time we spent a 1st or 2nd round pick on O-line was 2018. Connor Williams, Martin 2014. BB makes up for Guyton, in my opinion. I mean, those are factually accurate things. So thank you. Mall of America guy. You taking Will Johnson at 44 if he's available? Yes, but that's because I don't have access to any of their medical information. I just have what other people are whispering about, so I don't have to worry about it. And if he fails, I just be like, I didn't know. Yeah. I like Giddens, running back from K-State, later in the draft. I like 15 running backs later in the draft is the problem. Aaron's in the super chat. San Fran heard Voch complain about Mykel Williams, so they thought Dallas wanted him and took him. Best pen throw. Oh, I know you hate Mykel Williams. I like Mykel Williams.
I'm not.
But I also think he's very San Francisco. He is very San Francisco. Like, get in here and be tough and physical. And I don't know if you're really going to get any sacks, but get out there and, like, be a strong man. Like, that plays there.
When you watch Mykel, how long did it take you until he actually made a play?
Probably about a quarter and a half, maybe 2 quarters.
He don't make a lot of plays though. He don't do
No,
very much.
but it's the times when he does when you go, damn.
Every 2.5 quarters, he does do something special.
You'd be like, how come you don't always do that? Because they can't stop that.
Now, Jeff, let me ask
When
you.
they find out that you can put your whole hand all up in their chest and they can't touch you and you can move them,
He just don't do that shit all the time.
do that some more.
Hey, look, I'm sick of this. His ankle hurt stuff. His ankle wasn't hurting last year, and he was the same player he was. He was the same.
6%, Butch.
Jeff, let me ask you a question. John Abelitz says, any more smoke on the Jameson? I think the Lions just picked up his 5th-year option, so they probably out on that, unless they just did that to trade him or whatever. But Jeff, read your damn super chat. I forgot what I was about to say. Who was just talking about?
I don't know. Oh, we were talking about Michael Williams.
Okay, edges, cool. Mike Green's on the board still, Jeff. What that mean to you?
Pick him at 44.
I feel you.
Yeah. I actually had to put together because I just had my board.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in love with one of our graphics that was showing the best players available, and I was like, fine, I'll put them in order. Like we're gonna replace that with mine. And so now we're gonna have mine, and so now I got them in order. And Mike Green is where is he? He's like right there towards the top. Mike Green is my third best player available right now. Mike Green,
the third best. So let me guess. Are you Bird and Henderson Green?
No, Henderson's not in my top 3, and Burden is, but he's not the top one.
Okay,
Again,
so Revel for you, Revel.
I don't like Revel at all. I can't see inside of Will Johnson's knees and feet, so so I just have him at the top.
That's where I love. Okay, you just like Will Johnson like that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Will Johnson, Luther Burden, Mike Green is the top 3.
Yeah,
Trey Amos, Mason Taylor, Xavier Watts, Izaraku, Jaden Higgins, JTT, Zaire Thomas, Travion Henderson. That's my tops.
There's some dudes here, Jeff. We have some dudes. What do you think about Carson Swessinger? I think he's Sean Lee, and I will gladly sacrifice offensive playmaker to get Sean Lee back up here.
Oh, I stopped right at Travion Henderson, didn't I? Because right after him is Nick Emanwari and then Carson Swessinger. So he's right there. He's right there.
Well, you're wrong for having Nick Emanwari up there. Just have him ahead of Carson Swessinger.
Okay, well, I like and I trust you. So watch this. Control C. Go up here.
Talk that shit. I love that.
Right. Guess what? Carson's in front of him now.
I love that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Carson's right in front of him now.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then my guy Jordan Birch. Once we teach my guy Jordan Birch that he's 280 pounds, woo!
he's an edge 3-tech game. He's
an edge 280 pound that wins in ways that 250 pounders do, and doesn't realize that he could also dump truck everybody.
When he plays strong, it's almost like he's shocked that he's that strong. like, he looks surprised. Like it was like Boise or something. He just whooped one of the Boise kids. He got up and just went like this.
Yeah,
I like that. Like, come on,
it's like when it's like the one time when Martin Lawrence and Bad Boys, whichever number it was, probably 2 or 3, finally drove fast.
Yeah.
And Will was like, from now on, that's how you drive. Like a coach needs to grab him after he runs straight through somebody's chest and like, that's how you play.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a good athlete that's 280 pounds. You're also 280 pounds.
Yeah, do that.
Thoughts on Jalen Knoll from Marcus Hughes? Jalen Knoll is the guy I had to put like the most work in on, because when I first watched him, I was like, standard little quick slot. He's fine. Put him in like the 4th round. And then it's like Senior Bowl, nobody can cover him. And then Combine, holy shit, he's an incredible athlete too. And I was just like, oh, okay, so he's got more than I thought he had.
See, Jeff, this is the weird part. You have to project Knoll as a slot, and you got to project Higgins as an outside guy. Because they'll put Higgins' big ass in the slot, and they'll move Knoll around when it shouldn't be that way. It should be the opposite. I like Knoll a lot. Very shifty, good route runner, pretty sudden. Catches everything, can get vertical. I like him.
Higgins, did you say can or can't?
Jaden Higgins can what? Or
No, you said no. Did you say can get vertical or can't get vertical?
He can get vertical. He can run. He can run past people sometimes.
I actually like Higgins. I like Higgins.
He cool. He's just a big ass slot. They put his big ass in the slot, and I hate it. I'm like, put him outside on the boundary and let him do tall man stuff.
But the tall, nifty player is a player I like. Like it works when he goes to the slot. I'm like, this big 6'4" dude is, and then you find out about the other sports they played and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's doing crossovers. Like he's got the feet to like mix people up, even though he's 6'4", and that's a good thing.
So you like
Corey, who is Dallas targeting tonight? a wide receiver and a running back. And if not, everybody's going to be real mad. But if they at least pick really good players, I'll talk you down. And remember, I'm not here to talk you down. When I tell you nobody in this world yells at Jerry Jones more than me, like, don't you pretend that I'm just homering things up. I scream it. I don't know if I'm going to have a credential when we go to camp. Like, Jerry's probably going to be like, don't let him in. I'll be hanging out with Voch because they ain't going to let Voch in.
Yeah, they ain't going to let me.
Because could this mean we get Ferguson flexed out more, not keeping him in line? I'm just not even worried about Jake Ferguson. Can I tell you that secret? How's that for a homer take? Ever since he came back from the concussion last year, like I was waiting for his trajectory to throughout all his career go like this, and it kind of went wee, and then kind of like, oh, he's a guy.
I think with Ferguson, like many tight ends, I think quarterback matters. And I think when it's Dak, Jake is good. When it's not, Jake is Jake.
Clayton says, I missed a super chat. I feel like my chat skipped somewhere and I tried to scroll all the way back and I didn't make it. So Clayton, whatever it was, just tell me again, whatever it was, because I love you and I don't want to miss it.
Jeff, we got 2,000 people watching, man. You act like you don't care.
What?
We got 2,000 people watching and you act like you don't care. 2.4.
2,400. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that that's a good number?
Your regular streams do like what, 4, 5, 6? What you mean? We had
I have no idea. I just do this.
Now this is a hot dog button. I think it's a hot dog too.
I just hit buttons.
Jeff, you and Voch Lombardi are going crazy on YouTube right now, sir.
We're going crazy?
Going crazy on YouTube.
Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks for going crazy with us.
He's so non-YouTube. Jeff, Foster King been bothering the piss out of me. About this Booker thing. Will you read his super chat? I think his super chat is nonsense. And look, I love Foots, and I don't want to say nothing bad about him publicly because I love him. Can you read his super chat, please? And Anthony O'Donnell says, I wasn't arguing, by the way. Said I was good with pick. Just wanted your thoughts on pick versus what Shotty said. Do you think they would take Deion Walker and where?
Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big man. It's a reasonable athlete. Okay, hold on. We get the foots out of this. Who's a running back in the second that's a for sure day one starter that will have you feeling excited about our running game? The class so deep. Second round running backs. Hold on. Let's just pull up running back rankings. How about that?
Caleb, RJ, Travion. Those you got.
Yeah, Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson, RJ Harvey. Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson. Whatever. There's dudes. And then you want to yell at Foots. Okay.
No, I want you to yell at Foots because I just love.
How is Booker a hit and he hasn't played a snap? Because I promise. Because we can pull up the 32. We can pull up the 32 names of the first round, and I'll tell you, I can put the percentage that I think each one is going to hit, and Booker and Abuka are above 80%. I'm incredibly confident that Tyler Booker. We're not going to end Cowboy games next year and be like, oh, Tyler Booker. No, you'll be talking about Guyton. You'll be talking about Steele, Booker, because that's what his tape says. That dude showed up to Alabama as a freshman and was like, whose ass am I whipping? He's going to step in, he's going to start, and he's going to be fine at worst. It ain't a miss. Same thing with Emeka Abuka. I'm trying to think of other names like that. I don't feel that same way about Zabel. I don't feel that same way. Will Campbell might not. He's safe.
But see, Jeff, Foots don't care. He just want to fuss. He don't care because he wouldn't have sent you $20 to be like, well, Jeff, why are you so excited about Ted McMillan? He ain't played a snap yet. He'll never send you that. But
I think Ted McMillan has more of a bust factor than Booker.
I actually agree with you. I think Booker is highest floor as you can get.
Yeah,
he's not a floor guy. I think he got some ceiling he can work on, but I think he's ready to go right now. I think it's an argument whether Ted McMillan can get off press coverage in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an argument. I think it's a conversation to have.
Yeah, I just felt like we had too many things to get to, so I didn't want to stop you down. But when you were talking about McMillan at 8 and all that, and I was going to kind of whisper it, I wouldn't mind taking Booker over McMillan. John Santos is in the super chat. Speaking of trades, I think Jerry's capable of talking about a draft day trade. I think it's more bun than hot dogs on that mess. They can trade. They've made 13 first round trades since Jerry's been here. They'll trade. How the hell did I miss the Isaiah Bond stuff? That dude getting drafted at all? No idea. But innocent until proven guilty. Day 3 to the Cowboys.
Yeah, Bond been not good to me, so I'm not going.
He is. Yeah, he's interesting. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. Isaiah Bond doesn't know what he's doing.
He's
It's
running
a weird thing to say about a 5-star recruit.
He's running track on the football field.
Yeah, like you don't know, oh no, this is a window here. We should be slowing down. Oh, we could get more open if we acted like we were going to. Like there's more to this game than just yee.
He run right past him. He don't clear nobody, Jeff. He just run into the next guy.
If yes, Nate, that is. How is this dude hit when you haven't played yet? Because I promise. Because I promise. If Jerry is open to post-draft free agency and trades, should we prioritize D tackle over wide receiver? I'm still picking the best players. Look, I'm picking from the top of the board, and as long as he's in my top 5 or 6 players, like in the same grouping, then we can fight about which position. But yeah, I'm sure they would love to come out of today with some combination of running back, wide receiver, and then corner or D tackle. But yeah, we keep a look at all those different spots. We do have a lot of people in here, Voch. You're right. There's a lot of people watching today.
Yeah.
People like the NFL draft. Was character the tiebreaker for Booker from the Lunatic?
I think that's a great point. I think if you hear that dude talk, like it's easy to see why the Cowboys or anybody would like love that guy. Like that's something else too that I've noticed.
Pay Foots back. You got Foots giving money just to throw these in here. You better reimburse Foots.
No. See, Foots is not when I don't agree. Oh yeah, I might get right back. Foots is not when I don't agree. Foots just want to fuss. No, Foots, because you can disagree and not fuss. What you're doing is you're making shouting matches out of shit that don't matter. Foots has said 3 times in the chat. You ain't saying it, Jeff, because you're reading the supers. He said 3 times, oh, so Voch, you ain't got Golden over Booker? Jeff, you ain't got Golden ranked over Booker?
I had them both as 1-2s.
Even if we did, it don't matter. It's who the Cowboys took.
I had them both as 1-2s, and I had Booker as the top guard, and I had Golden as the 5th receiver.
Jeff, it could be a group of five players all bunched together. If the Cowboys pick any one of those players, that's their decision. It's not like it's a bad. If they all rank relatively close, they may have to nitpick and all that to figure out which one that they like, and that's who they came up with. And I think the league will tell you what they generally think about these guys. Booker, I don't think he would have lasted longer than 13 or 14. Golden and Ibuka, they lasted to the 20s. I think that's how the league had it. Yeah. I think that's how the league had it, Jeff. So it ain't just disagreeing, Foots. It's you're making points that don't even. It don't matter where I got Golden. I probably would have drafted Golden. I don't know, but I ain't draft Golden. They ain't draft Golden. You know what I'm saying?
It's not fair to argue with our friend Foots when he has to do it by typing words, and then you get to say as many as you want.
I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm from Natchez, and I'm louder, Jeff. Say that part too.
Corey, Dallas drafting Sanders. All right. Shadur time. Booker's great, but please no Breece Hall from Ramiro. It does seem like there is no guard at 44 close to Booker. I agree with that. Where if we could get Burden at 44, he is pretty close to a Mecca and Golden. Burden might be better than both of them.
Probably.
I think technically to me he is. It's just
Burden's got the higher ceiling though, right? Wouldn't you say? Like he can
I don't understand what ceiling or floor means.
If Burden learns how to run routes, he'll be better than them.
I'm just kidding. It just cracked me up when Broadus really a couple years ago had no idea what those 2 words meant. I was like, no, you don't understand like how good they could be. And he's like, right, but what's okay. Logan's in the super chat, just throwing one in there. We appreciate it. Guy, it seems like a bad idea to bail with 2,500 people watching. But honestly, Voch, I just meant to come on here and talk for 10 minutes about Tyler Booker, and then your ass showed up, which is great because I haven't seen you in forever because you working 17 nights a week with Broadus and all that. And so here we go,
Well, Jeff, I'm not salaried under DLLS, sir. You know what I'm saying? So I still gotta drive.
Yeah, you have to grind.
I gotta drop videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta grind a little bit.
But I still love you, Jeff. People ask, was we beefing or something just because we ain't done a video in a while? I'm like, nah, Jeff do a shit ton of videos a day, and I do a shit ton of videos a day. We just got to figure it out. Me and Brian work at 8 p.m. I wouldn't dare bother you that late. You know?
Oh, and the fact that you guys are doing that 5 nights a week, 7 nights a week, whatever, I was like, no, like that's their show. I'm not going to ask them to come jam up the shit that they have in a rhythm. Like, no, we'll figure out a time to do something. And it turns out we did it the day after they picked somebody.
Hey, how about this? Yeah. Jeff, how about this? When you and Brian doing the show and y'all would like some some daytime company tap in with me, or if me and Brian would like some nighttime company, I'll ask you because I know you love your nighttime freedoms. I'll ask you and we'll just do it like that, sir.
There's volleyball. There's trivia night. How far do we have to come up to get Burden? What do we have to give up to get there? We're not going to do it, but let's just hope that he makes it to 24. How about that?
Want to know the answer, Jeff? Want to know the answer? A fourth. A fourth would be a perfect like math to move up and get it, but we ain't got it.
No, we double bogey in our double bogey later, Jeff. I don't know what that means, but I'm bad at golf. So there's that. Okay, I gotta go. Like my whole plan was to do this for 10 minutes, and then I was gonna do yard work.
I'm about to take a nap, man. I'm tired as hell. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, so I'm about to take a nap and get ready for the draft show later. Jeff, I love you to pieces, man. Appreciate you.
All right, enjoy Voch on the draft show later. Enjoy Jeff on the DLLS draft show later. Do whatever you want to do. Makes you happy. Watch everybody, support everybody. Remember that you have no idea what anybody's going through.